You've felt it for months, maybe years now. That burning, tingling, prickling in your feet that flares up the moment you lie down at night. The numbness, like you're walking on a thick sponge, or like your feet belong to someone else. And maybe you've already done the thing everyone tells you to do. You started taking vitamin B12 because that's the nerve vitamin everyone talks about. And maybe it helped a little, or maybe it did almost nothing, and you quietly wondered what you were doing wrong. So let me tell you something that could change everything for your feet. For an enormous number of people over 60, the missing piece isn't B12 at all. There is another vitamin, one your body absolutely depends on to keep those nerves alive and firing, that is being quietly drained out of you every single day by your diet, and even by some of the medications you're taking. And almost no doctor ever thinks to check it. Today I'm going to tell you exactly what that vitamin is, why it matters even more than B12 for waking up tired, damaged leg nerves, and the simple ways to get it back. I'll show you the everyday things, including a common diabetes drug and a common blood pressure pill that flush this vitamin right out of your body. And I'll give you the small supporting cast of nutrients that help it actually work. Stay with me to the end because there's also one popular nerve vitamin that, if you take too much of it, can actually make your nerve damage worse. And I need you to know which one that is before you reach for another bottle. My name is Dr. Paul Brenner, and in over 30 years of practice, I've watched countless people suffer with nerve pain in their feet, dutifully taking B12, never knowing they were missing the very thing their nerves were starving for. Let's fix that today. Before we begin, please subscribe, because this is information your nerves and someone you love genuinely need. Let's get into it. First, let me explain why your nerves fail in the first place, because it's the key to understanding why this one vitamin matters so much. Picture the nerves running down to your feet as living electrical wires. Two things keep them working. First, they need a protective coating, like the insulation around a wire, called the myelin sheath. When that frays, the signals scramble, and you get burning, tingling, and numbness. And second, this is the part people forget. Nerves are enormously hungry. They are among the most energy-demanding tissues in your entire body, working around the clock. And they need a constant, steady supply of fuel to stay alive and keep firing. Now, B12 is famous, and rightly so, because it helps build and maintain that myelin coating. That's real, and B12 matters. But here's what almost no one tells you. There is another vitamin that is absolutely essential for turning food into the energy your nerves run on. And without it, your nerves literally begin to starve and die, no matter how much B12 you take. That vitamin is vitamin B1. Its other name is thiamine. And thiamine deficiency is one of the most overlooked, under-tested, and reversible causes of nerve trouble in people over 60. Let me tell you why thiamine is so critical and why so many of you are likely running low without knowing it. Thiamine is the spark plug of your nerve cells. It's the vitamin that lets your nerves convert sugar and food into usable energy. When thiamine runs low, your nerves can't make enough fuel, and the longest nerves in your body, the ones running all the way down to your feet, are the first to suffer, because they're at the very end of the supply line. That's exactly why classic thiamine deficiency shows up as burning, tingling, numb feet. In fact, severe thiamine deficiency has a name that's been known for over a century: beriberi. And one of its hallmark signs is precisely this kind of peripheral nerve damage. Now you might think, surely I get enough thiamine from my food. And maybe you did at 40. But after 60, several things conspire against you. Your body absorbs nutrients less efficiently with age. Your appetite and variety of food often shrink. And here's the crucial part. There are very common things in the modern senior's life that actively drain thiamine right out of the body, faster than you can replace it. Let me show you what they are, because you may recognize yourself in this list. The first great thief of thiamine is sugar and refined carbohydrates. Here's the cruel irony. Your body uses thiamine to process carbohydrates. So a diet heavy in white bread, pastries, sugary drinks, and sweets actually burns through your thiamine stores faster, leaving less for your nerves. This is part of why people with diabetes and high blood sugar are so prone to nerve damage. High sugar doesn't just damage nerves directly. it also depletes the very vitamin those nerves need to repair. The second thief, and this one stuns people, is a common diabetes medication, metformin. We've talked before about how metformin can lower B12, but it can affect thiamine status too. So the very people who most need their nerve vitamins are often the ones losing them. The third thief is a common type of blood pressure pill, diuretics, the water pills like furosemide. Because thiamine is water-soluble, these medications can flush it out of your body in the urine along with the excess fluid. The fourth, and one of the biggest of all, is alcohol. Even moderate regular drinking significantly depletes thiamine and impairs how you absorb it, which is why nerve damage is so common in people who drink regularly. So picture an older person with a bit of a sweet tooth, taking metformin for their sugar and a water pill for their blood pressure, enjoying a daily glass of wine. That person could be losing thiamine from 4 directions at once and have absolutely no idea that's why their feet are burning. Now, before I tell you how to get it back, I need you to hear one important warning about the form of thiamine, because it makes all the difference. Regular thiamine, the kind in most cheap supplements and in your food, is water-soluble, which means it doesn't absorb especially well, and your body flushes out the excess quickly. But there's a special form of vitamin B1 called benfotiamine, which is fat-soluble. Because it's fat-soluble, it absorbs far better and reaches your nerve tissues much more effectively. Benfotiamine has actually been studied specifically for diabetic nerve pain, and several studies have found it can help reduce the burning and tingling symptoms. The results are modest and the science is still growing, so I won't oversell it, but it is one of the most promising and best tolerated options out there. This is why simply being told, take a B vitamin, often isn't enough. The form matters, and benfotiamine is the form designed to actually reach your nerves. So if you're going to address your thiamine, this is absolutely a conversation to have with your doctor or pharmacist. Given my nerve symptoms, should I have my thiamine looked at? And would benfotiamine make sense for me? That single question puts you ahead of where most people ever get. Let me pause here for a moment because I'd like to hear from you. In the comments below, tell me honestly, have you been taking B12 for nerve pain and felt like it just wasn't doing enough? Type yes if that's you, and tell me how long you've been dealing with the tingling or numbness. I read these, and your answer might be the nudge someone else needs to keep watching. And if this is opening your eyes to something no one ever told you, please tap that like button. It takes 1 second and helps YouTube share this with more people our age who are quietly suffering with their feet. Thank you. Now, thiamine is the star, but it doesn't work alone. Let me give you its supporting cast, because together, they're far more powerful than any one of them. The first partner is alpha-lipoic acid. This is a powerful antioxidant, and it's one of the most studied natural compounds for nerve pain. In fact, in some countries, it's a standard treatment for diabetic neuropathy. It works by mopping up the oxidative stress, the internal rust that damages nerves, and several trials have shown it can reduce burning and tingling. You can find it naturally in spinach, broccoli, and tomatoes, and it's also available as a supplement. Think of alpha-lipoic acid and thiamine as a team. Thiamine fuels the nerve, and alpha-lipoic acid protects it from damage. The second partner is acetyl-L-carnitine, an amino acid your body uses for energy and nerve repair, which has shown promise in studies for helping regenerate damaged nerve fibers and easing pain. The third partner is magnesium, which is essential for proper nerve signaling, and is something a great many people over 60 are quietly low in. And low magnesium can worsen those nighttime cramps and that restless crawling feeling in the legs. And the fourth is vitamin D. Low vitamin D is extremely common in older adults, especially those who don't get much sun. And deficiency has been linked to nerve pain. So getting your D level checked and corrected is a simple, worthwhile step. So the full picture isn't a single magic pill. It's thiamine as the foundation, with alpha-lipoic acid, acetyl-L-carnitine, magnesium, and vitamin D as the team that helps your nerves heal. But now I have to give you that warning I promised, because there's one nerve vitamin that can backfire badly. The vitamin I want you to be careful with is vitamin B6. Now, B6 in normal amounts is necessary and good for your nerves, but here is a dangerous paradox that catches people. Taking too much B6 in high-dose supplements over time can actually cause nerve damage, the very burning and tingling you're trying to cure. People see B6 for nerves on a bottle, assume more is better, take a megadose for months, and their neuropathy gets worse, and they never connect it to the supplement. So please, do not megadose B6. If you take a B complex, check that the B6 dose is reasonable, and talk to your doctor or pharmacist about safe amounts. This is exactly why I never want you just grabbing random high-dose vitamins off a shelf for your nerves. More is not better, and the right amount of the right form, guided by your doctor, is what actually helps. Now let me put the whole plan together for you. Here's a simple plan I'd hand you on an index card. First, understand that B12 is only part of the story. The overlooked piece for many is thiamine, vitamin B1. Second, stop the thieves. Cut down hard on sugar and refined carbohydrates, which burn through your thiamine and damage your nerves directly. And if you drink alcohol, understand it's draining the very vitamin your nerves need. Third, do not stop any medication on your own. But if you take metformin or a water pill, talk to your doctor about whether your B vitamin levels, including thiamine, should be checked and supported. Fourth, ask your doctor specifically about benfotiamine, the well-absorbed form of B1 for your nerve symptoms, along with the supporting cast, alpha-lipoic acid, acetyl L-carnitine, magnesium, and vitamin D. Fifth, feed your nerves through food too. Thiamine is found in pork, legumes, sunflower seeds, whole grains, and nutritional yeast. The deep greens give you alpha-lipoic acid, and a little sensible sunshine helps your vitamin D. And sixth, be cautious. No megadosing, especially of B6, and run any supplement past your doctor, particularly if you take other medications. That's the whole plan, not a magic bullet, a smart, layered approach that actually addresses why your nerves are starving. And let me say something important here, because I never want to give false hope. Nerve healing is slow, and it is not guaranteed. These nutrients work best early when the nerves are damaged but not gone, and they work best alongside controlling the root cause, most often blood sugar. But I have seen, again and again, people who had given up on their burning feet find real relief when they finally addressed the missing piece. Speaking of which, let me tell you about one of them. Let me tell you about a patient. I'll call him Ron, 69, a retired postal carrier who had walked his whole life and now could barely stand the burning in his feet at night. Ron had diabetes, took metformin, took a water pill for his blood pressure, and enjoyed his evening beer. And he'd been taking over-the-counter B12 for 2 years with almost no improvement, convinced nothing would ever help. When we really looked at his situation, the picture was almost a textbook of everything I've described today. A man losing thiamine from his diabetes, his metformin, his diuretic, and his alcohol all at once, while treating only his B12. So we went to work, with his doctor's involvement every step. We got his blood sugar under better control. He cut way back on sugar and on the nightly beer. We added benfotiamine and alpha-lipoic acid, checked and corrected a low vitamin D, and made sure his magnesium was up. It wasn't overnight, and I was honest with him that it might not fully resolve. But over about 3 months, Ron told me the nighttime burning had dropped dramatically. The numbness had eased, and for the first time in years, he was sleeping through the night without his feet waking him. I spent 2 years taking the wrong vitamin, he said, shaking his head. He wasn't wrong, and he's exactly why I wanted to make this for you. So here's what I want you to do right now, before you click away, and just pick one thing. Maybe it's writing down the word benfotiamine to ask your doctor about. Maybe it's deciding to cut the sugar that's quietly burning through your nerve vitamins. Maybe it's simply booking the appointment to have your B vitamin and vitamin D levels actually checked instead of guessing. Just one step. Start there. Because waking up your tired, aching nerves isn't about one miracle pill off a shelf. It's about finally giving them the specific fuel they've been missing and taking away the things that have been draining it. If this opened your eyes today, please give it a like and share it with someone you love who's been struggling with burning or numb feet and taking B12 with little relief. you might hand them the missing piece they've been searching for. And if you're not yet subscribed, please join us, because every week I bring you honest, clear, doctor-explained guidance to help you stay strong, comfortable, and independent. And one final important reminder. Everything I've shared today is general education, not personal medical advice. Supplements are not harmless. They can interact with medications, including blood thinners and diabetes drugs. And as we discussed, some can even cause harm in high doses. So please do not start a handful of new supplements on your own, and do not stop any medication on your own. Bring what you've learned here to your doctor or pharmacist, get the real cause of your nerve symptoms properly checked, and build your plan together. Take good care of those hard-working nerves. Give them what they've truly been missing, and give them time.